It's Super Bowl time, baby. This is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen.
Kansas City.
Oh, God.
Ready?
Oh,
You ready?
Go Eagles. That's for Alan.
1, go. Welcome to the
Red Kingdom.
Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the
Yep, there's a copyright strike for y'all. Anyways, hey, we're here back at it here. Lock it in, guys. We got Super Bowl bets for you. We will touch base on some other games that are going on before the Super Bowl, maybe during it, but we'll get to those other sports out of the way early in the show. But stay tuned. We got some great Super Bowl bets, some fun Super Bowl bets that you guys might be interested in today's big game. Let's get it. Oh, yeah, baby. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. My name's Tanner Dawson of the Rec Room Sports Hub. This is Lock It In. Joining me, of course, is Alan Perales. Alan, what's up? Scott, Cobe, and Coach Joey. Guys, we got the full crew here today. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Regardless of what happens.
I thought today was supposed to be International Kansas City Chiefs Day.
That's
why we kept getting
tomorrow. We
told.
talked about this yesterday. Always Monday after the Super Bowl. Come on now.
Hey Tanner, this is Alan's worst nightmare come true today.
No, it could
Could be a
worse.
three-peat loading. Could be a three-peat loading, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's either going to be a three-peat or the entire city of Philadelphia is going to be in shambles.
I'm gonna do a wellness check on Alan if something happens tonight that he doesn't want. So
Which is all of it. So
yeah, which is all of it.
Pretty much.
It's just how it is, guys. Yeah, like I said in the intro here, we are going to discuss some sports beforehand. I don't know. I got Chiefs pants on. I got Chiefs socks on. I got a yellow shirt.
Yeah.
Or my red jersey, Nick Bolton jersey. So the only Mizzou player I will ever wear. Fun fact. So, but as long as it's a Chiefs jersey, I don't care. Guys, a little recap from yesterday.
Next.
So I wanted to hold ourselves accountable, right? So I went back and watched our first show that we started really doing the locking in stuff. What was it? The divisional weekend. Okay. Or no, conference weekend. That's what it was. Conference weekend. So when I started recording it. So I did edit some picks. I did an audit, essentially, you could say. I made sure we were assigned so I can hold us all accountable here. Yeah, guys, we got some work to do. Quite frankly, we got some work to do. Okay. I'll break it down for you real quick because I think it's interesting. I think it's kind of fun to see just from a standpoint where we all stand. Okay. So, Coach Joey, he's sitting fabulous. 6-2, right? 6-2. His locks are spot on. Eagles, Chiefs. So we're hoping to see some more capitalization on that. From an NFL standpoint, just 6-2. Hasn't really made any other lock it in. When I say lock it in, like true bets, that Saturday that he did attend the first show, we never did a true lock it in segment. So we canceled Saturday's bets because there was no true lock it in. It was just discussion. God dang. I'm already yelling, and here we go. Scott Cobe. We got to talk.
Oh God.
Right now in the NFL, let's be real.
Be real good. What is the puppy bowl?
I don't even know what a puppy bowl is anymore. It's kind of nice, but no, it'll still be on. Don't worry. It'll be on my TV. Appreciate you, Derpy, for commenting in. Scott Cobe out here. He's 3-6 in the NFL. He's 5-4 in the NBA. He's 4-2 in the NHL, but he's 3-6 in college men's basketball. Scott Cobe is 15-18 on the year, so not bad. Not so horrible.
We'll have plenty of NHL bets for the show today.
Yeah, right. Hey, let's not ruin that yet. Okay. Allen is 3-5 in the NFL, 4-3 in the NBA, 2-4 in the NHL, 3-8 in the NCAA men's.
Alan, we got to talk. We really have to talk.
He's 12-20. He's 12-20. He has some recovery to do here. Okay. Myself.
Come on, baseball. Come on, baseball.
I know. I can't wait. I'm 5-4 in the NFL. I'm 3-5 in the NBA. I'm 7-1-1 in the NHL. I'm 4-8 in men's NCAA, and I'm 2-0 in women's because I swept last night. And the official first lock it in. So I am 21-18-1.
Hold up. Kenny, you forgot my tennis picks. My tennis picks are undefeated.
I'll make a new category for it as we go, and we'll make sure it's under the lock section. Okay. Anyways, the total for the group currently sitting today after last night. And if we do want to talk about yesterday's games, tad bit real quick here, 2-8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7, 12-1. Okay.
Well, we got 7 right. I didn't think we got that many right. Holy moly.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 7, 12-1.
Thanks, Auburn. I appreciate it.
Scott, you had one win yesterday.
I got one.
It was
Thanks,
like give us a couple. They were like literally a point off. Like your nobody you bet. It was 50. I think it was 15.5, and they hit 15. Right. So
I got it at 14.5 yesterday, right before tip off. I took it 14.5.
I do appreciate Alabama for blowing their lead and then missing the free throw to cover. So they're great guys. They're great guys. Right?
Jeez, you got that right.
So what? One win. Yeah, that's right, baby. That's right. One.
This is why I'm a professional.
It's going right up on my wall. That one win's going right up on my wall.
This is why I'm not the professional, and always buyer beware anytime I give out anything.
By the way, for everybody out there, Tanner's new 1-900 NHL picks number will be out this week sometime, so be prepared.
I do want to say, though, I would have gotten the Kentucky pick right.
Yeah. Freaking Scott
had somebody not
sold on Kentucky. Are you
Kentucky.
kidding me? You got it right, Scott, the entire time. And then Alan pops in with some kind of dumb stat, and you're like, oh, no, you're right. You had that freaking win.
Tanner, I apologize to Alan last night for the what's up with.
I
apologize.
What did I ask? What did I ask? Are you backing out? Are you backing out? It's exactly what I said after you changed your pick. And exactly what you guys did. This is ridiculous. Can't believe it. Trust your gut. Anyways, sorry, we'll get over that rant. Let's get into it real quick here. So we do have games, believe it or not, outside of the NFL going on today. NHL has 2 games: Utah, Washington, Tampa, Montreal, and those are at 11 and 11:30 and 12 Central. NBA has 3 games at noon, 1 and 1. Which is Charlotte, Detroit, Philly, Milwaukee, Toronto, Houston. And then the NCAA men's, as of this morning, they got Rutgers, Maryland. They don't have a big slate either. That's a small slate. Rutgers, Maryland, George Washington, St. Bona, Xavierville, UMass, LaSalle, Temple, Memphis, Wichita, South Florida, Arizona State, Oklahoma State, Ohio State, and Nebraska. Ohio State's not favored. What the hell? And this is all done by after last game start at 1:00 today as well. So they're a little smarter. Look, everybody's being smart about this here. And then I didn't check, and I'm checking right now for those that are betting the college basketball slate for ladies. They actually have a big slate. They're all games though it's finished. They start by 3:00, so they'll be finished by when it's time to go. And they got some decent games coming up here. Let's see here. What we got? South Carolina and Texas. At Texas coming in. You also have there's another one I missed. No, that's not it. There it is. The Lady Vols and LSU at LSU today too, going at it. So we'll have to check lines when we get maybe a little closer. If I'm getting anxious, need a little break. But yeah. Well, what's the news, man? What's the news? You gotta tell me, Derpy. Did Alan sleep since Friday?
No, Alan has not slept.
Nope. Nope, never.
Spread was like -5.5, I think, yesterday.
Got down
for Duke.
to 5.5. Duke was favored.
Yeah.
By 5.5.
Then we walked in to see. I like this. Derby's out here. Comment. I love it when Derby's out here.
I
Real
like
question,
queso. Derby.
Queso for sure. Queso
Yeah.
for sure.
Queso.
I like that's a real hitting hard question. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna pop into it here. Let's just let's get out of the way, guys. Let's get out of the way. Everything but the Super Bowl. What's our locks? Ooh. Sorry. There we go. Okay, what's our locks here? Who has locks outside the Super Bowl today?
I have one game I bet outside the Super Bowl. I'm on the Pistons. I like how they're playing. Kate Cunningham has been unreal for all season, actually.
When he's been out for the last 2 games.
Yeah. If Cunningham is playing today, that's the caveat. I would pick Detroit.
Pistons money line or what? Right? Spread?
Money line. They're playing Charlotte.
Yeah, and Charlotte just had a big game winner. I think
Charlotte
yesterday,
just beat San Antonio, and teams that generally get up tend to fall down. And
I guess minus 549 ain't much of a lock, but I guess we'll go with it. So
the other one I'm not picking, but I would strongly look at. Nebraska is coming back from the West Coast. They're playing Ohio State, I believe, right?
They are.
And I agree with you. Why is Ohio State not favored in this game? It was like the Clemson Duke game last night.
Disrespect.
I know. I tend to believe the teams that come back from the West Coast have a tough time in their first game back. So my lean would be Ohio State. It's not a pick, but my lean would be Ohio State over Nebraska today because Ohio State's been home and playing while Nebraska's been out on the West Coast. So,
all right. Who else has a pick? Who else has a lock pick outside of the Super Bowl?
Piggyback off of Scott. I was looking.
Go ahead.
Piggyback off of Scott. I was looking into the NBA just a little bit. The Pistons Hornets game. I would lock in Cade Cunningham's PRA, points, rebounds, assists over. He's just been on an absolute tear as of late. And then Toronto plays Houston at 2:00, if I'm not mistaken. I would lock in Sengun rebounds more. That's really all I looked into because I've just been heavily focused on the soup, gentlemen.
Let's take a look here. Kate Cunningham PRA line right now is 43.5. And he's hit that 70% of the time in the last 10. He said that he's only missed it once in the last 5 when he's played, So, yeah, I like that. I like that over 43.5. And then Sengun was the other one?
Yes.
And that was the rebounds?
That was the rebounds. I'm going to go more with that one.
11.5 is the line right now. he's just been short of that line. He's only hit it twice. 11.5. Yeah, he's only hit it twice in the last 10. He's hit it once in the last 5. But you are going against a team that's pretty average for most part there right now. So against Toronto, and who also looks pretty bad. To be
I'm just
frank.
reading now. He's listed as probable for today, so he's got.
Cade is
Cade Cunningham. Yep.
okay. So he'll probably play then.
Yeah.
Alan, do you have anything else? Dad?
The one I would probably look at, and again, take this with a grain of salt. Capitals money line over Utah in the NHL.
I thought you had a play in Wichita State, South Florida, Alan. I thought you.
Oh no, that's you, Scott. That's you, not me.
I have no play on that.
Honestly, if I'm giving out a bet today outside of the Super Bowl, it is going to be actually what Scott was talking about. We're going to go Ohio State money line today versus Nebraska. So I just I've been betting Ohio State for the last couple weeks here, and they've hit all their bets but one for me. So we're gonna keep riding it right now, and if we get 2 in a row, then we get 2 in a row, and we'll go from there. So, Joey, you got anything else?
I'll go some money line bets as well. I'll go Detroit Pistons money line, and then I'll go Houston Rockets money line.
Boom, boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got them locked in here. That is what we got today for outside the Super Bowl. Now it's time to get in the big game. Now it's time for the big one. This is the theme of the day, and this is exactly where we're at. So let's pop this up here. Let's get the updated lines. You know what? Let me go this route here. We got it here. Pop into this. Matchups. Let me get it more for sure where we're at for best line here. Man, come on, give me books already. Let's see here. We got the Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles. Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 1 point at some books. We have 1.5 at some books, and you have a total of 48.5. And I know it was up to 49 as of Wednesday, 49.5, but it looks like it dropped back down to 48.5 because nobody else has it for the under in their ranks. So minus 110 money line for the Chiefs, even money for Philly on DK. Mahomes hurt, Saquon, Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, AJ Brown, Xavier Worthy, Marquise Brown, D-Hop, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Travis Kelce. That's the matchup. These are the players that we're all dealing with. Plus, I'm sure we're going to have some guys that are second string to really hit it on. So, ladies and gentlemen,
ESPN matchup predictor has Philadelphia winning at a 56.1% chance to win. But like you said, Tanner, it's still a -1 favorite for Kansas City.
Yeah, all that stuff.
ESPN predictor has Philadelphia winning, which if that's the case, I might as well just go into a sabbatical.
The ESPN predictor predicted I wasn't going to take a crap this morning, and it was wrong. So, that's what I think about the ESPN predictor. Okay, at all times.
Here's the deal. Philadelphia supposedly has been taking a lot of money in Vegas, and they're still underdog. Kansas City's taking just as much money as Philadelphia right now because it's been around 1.5 all week.
We do Derpy. We got our resident Patriots fan in, and he doesn't complain.
He's right here.
Believe it or not. So we got him in here.
Yep.
No, yeah, look, this game's gonna be massive, guy. I think it's gonna be good. We got Kendrick Lamar at halftime. That's gonna be awesome. I mean, we
11
saw
songs. My first prop: 11 songs at halftime.
Oh, there it is. There's a prop song. So what we'll do, guys, just want to break it out for everybody to know. Right now, this is just going to be discussion mode, okay? We're going to look at player props. We're going to look at game lines. We're going to look at these fun bets as well. And then at the end of the segment, and when you hear this sound, that's when you should start paying attention of what to lock in, okay?
That's what
we'll have 1 to 10 bets, depending on how much these guys want to risk a Super Bowl Sunday matchup to lock in for the record here. So, because we're getting graphics here shortly, and that's going to be plastered on the screen. Okay, so be mindful what you lock in. Holding each other accountable. That's what we got to do. So, but yeah, right now it's just discussion mode. So, let's chat, guys. What do we want to look at? What do we want to see? What do we want to do?
Let's go Mahomes first. Might as well go.
Right,
let's go with rushing. Yeah, Mahomes rushing.
Seriously, why is? Oh, I know why. Let me do it this way. This will be a little easier for me. There we go. All right, we're looking at not NBA anymore. We're going to go to the NFL. This seems so helpful. I mean, I like just seeing the graph in general. Rushing yards, right?
Yeah. So when you look at the Houston game, he was at the prop, and then he took some knees and stuff like that, which knocked it back. If Philly blitzes, he's going to take off. His rushing attempts is at 5.5 right now, and 28.5 rushing yards. He's gone over that in each playoff game. When he gets to the playoffs, he runs more. There's no question, no doubt. We've seen it before. So that 5.5 is a pretty good number for him to go over on. And he could have 4 in the first half. And keep in mind, if he kneels, that's a rushing attempt. So
yeah, look at last year, 6 and 9, nice.
Yeah.
So it was a nice set right there of rushing with the 6 and the 9. So now he's at 7-11.
He runs more in the biggest of games. In the biggest of games, he's going to run more. And there's no bigger game than Super Bowl 59. So you can get 7-8 rushes from him today.
You very well could. In this ranks. Any other comments on Mahomes rushing, guys?
Yeah, let's keep in mind that Philadelphia Eagles defensive line is pretty stout. Nolan Smith playing real good. You know, they got Jalen Carter in the middle, so I think it may
Brandon
be
Graham's back.
Yeah. So it might be some situations where he's under duress and is forced to leave the pocket, evacuate the pocket, and use his will. So I'm really liking that one, Scott. I'm taking notes, gentlemen, as we're going with this show too with y'all picks.
I like it.
I'm gonna put a couple parlays in with what y'all got going on. But yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I also think with Mahomes, he's going to throw a little bit more than he has, because Philadelphia is, as Coach Joey said, their front line is nasty. So Kareem Hunt's not going to get off today, I don't think, and Pacheco's been a non-factor in the playoffs so far. So I think they're going to lean on Xavier Worthy short passes today and Travis Kelce in the middle of the field. And I think that's the game plan that Kansas City wants to go with. So I think you're going to see Mahomes, his attempts for passing, I think, is 34 or 33.
It's 36.5 right now.
36.5. He's going to get close to that. I think. So I would look for short passes as an extension of a running game for Kansas City today. So that brings Xavier Wood Brown into full effect.
Sleeper supposedly has theirs at 35.5, Price Picks at 36, and everybody else has it at 36. The sports books down here indicate that the under is the favorite, so you get plus money at least if you're betting on one of the sports books.
Right, and if it's a high scoring game, like I think it's going to be, then I think he's going to pass even more, because Philadelphia is going to be right in the game, and if we know Kansas City. Yeah, if we know Kansas City against Philly last time, he threw the short screen passes to guys like Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney, and they're not there.
Please.
I don't think. Sorry,
Sky Moore. Sky Moore's activated, but he was doubtful Wednesday. And for God's sake, let's just keep him on the keep him on the bench. Inactive list, okay? Let's just keep him on the sidelines. Okay.
So I do have a sleeper in the receiving core, and it's Hollywood Brown. I think that crossing routes for Hollywood Brown could be there for Philly. I think the short passing game for Kansas City is going to be really huge today. It's going to be big for them.
Mm-hmm. And Scott, to piggyback off of that, let's not forget Brandon Graham's active today. This will be his final game of his career as he's coming off of IR. He's going to be active for this game, so he's going to be a big factor on that Philly defensive line today. So yeah, I'd see Patrick Mahomes definitely running a bit more than what he normally would. Again, it is the postseason. We usually tend to see that. Plus, they also need, when you have a speedy guy like a Xavier Worthy, you need to get the ball out to him quickly. So I also agree that the screen game could be a big factor for Kansas City.
I mean, we play that pretty well, screen game, generally. So let's not forget the – I hope you're not talking about the rest, Derpy. I swear.
I think for breathing him up. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I think
just what I thought I was liking it.
We mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, and I'll mention it again. We did not see Rashee Rice last year take off until about halfway or 3/4 of the way through the year, and then the ascension started. Yes. Worthy is on that same track as Rice, where it did not start taking off until 3/4 of the way through the year, and he's just been really good for Mahomes down the stretch and into the playoffs. So it
helps losing Rice, not having Hollywood Brown on the field.
Yeah.
D-Hop you had for, I guess, part of that time. And then losing Pacheco on top of it. So that also kind of helped streamline Worthy this season to what he is today. So.
And the other thing they do with Worthy before the other guys go,
it's not happening, man. It's not happening. Zero chance. So
he gets 1 or 2 end arounds every game.
Yes,
his rushing prop is, I think, 5.5 or 6.5.
I don't have. It's 6.5. It's 6.5 right now. So
I'm putting a little piece of money on that 6.5 rushing yards.
This is what I prefer right here. It's this rushing and receiving combined.
Yes. Yeah,
61.5. I like that because you don't have to rely in case they don't pull that move that they've ran for the last few weeks. And if he does pull that move, let's say the guy goes for 20 yards, well, now you're cut into that, and you know he's going to get his receptions, right? So
he's going to get his 50 yards at least.
I prefer personally for me, I'm going this route of rushing and receiving yards over just rushing or receiving. Yeah.
Okay.
I was also looking into that because they've been running Xavier Worthy pretty much every game. He's had at least 1 rush attempt. I was looking on sports books on Underdog. I saw that they are actually offering rush attempts on Xavier Worthy. They're starting off at 1.5, but you can alt down to 0.5, and that's when I feel like he's going to at least get 1 rush attempt. So I took the 0.5 more on rush attempts with Xavier Worthy on Underdog.
Yeah, you can. I see that now. I mean, you can do higher. Yeah, and you get still a small extra times there. But yeah, they have some decent lines there in Underdog for the rushing attempt. So
yeah. So
who's betting on the Gatorade? That's a good question. I'm gonna go green.
The last 2 years the Chiefs have won, it's been purple.
Disgusting. Maybe that's why I haven't looked at it.
You gotta if you're gonna bet on it, you gotta kind of stay with the trend that 2 years in a row it's been purple. So you gotta kind of go purple.
I agree on that. I agree.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, I like the Xavier Worthy props. I do. Like, here's his targets right now. Like he's getting his targets. Right, they're going to him. We know that. And the best part about him is when it's time, when he gets it, it's usually a pretty straightforward play, and he gets upfield. So, gonna play receptions. He catches. I mean, he had 6 for 7 here. His snaps. He's high percentage snaps here. Don't worry about the missing ones. I don't know what's up with that, but he's generally there.
He's on the field almost for every offensive play.
Yeah.
They do not take him off the field hardly at all. So the guy that's been less effective has been DeAndre Hopkins because of Worthy's ascension. And now you got Kelsey, and now you got Hollywood Brown, and Juju had a great game last time for him. So to me, DeAndre Hopkins has been the odd man out. Now, granted, I will say if they're inside the 5-yard line, you could see one of these. Let's throw it up to DeAndre and see if he can catch the ball in the end zone.
Yeah,
today. So it's gonna be a game, but it's just a question how much.
Yeah, with DeAndre Hopkins. So Philadelphia just has probably the best defense in the league. If we're gonna be honest, it's really not too many weaknesses. Zach Bowman playing like the best linebacker. You look at their secondary with Mitchell, Darius Slay, and Cooper DeJean. So it's gonna be a tough task for these Chiefs wide receivers. I think that we see a little bit more DeAndre Hopkins than we have been seeing previously, just because he's a big body. He's physical. We're going to see a lot of Xavier Worthy. We're going to see a lot of Hollywood Brown, but I do think that we're going to see DeAndre Hopkins. One prop that I do like is his targets. It's 2.5 right now. And I think that he's going to get thrown the ball at least 3 times tonight. So I'm definitely leaning towards more for DeAndre Hopkins targets. His first Super Bowl, I was watching a lot of interviews. He's excited about it. I think that they're going to give him some opportunities. I think he will be on the field maybe 30-35% of offensive snaps, just because Kansas City deploys so many different receivers. But I do think when he's on that field, he's going to get looked at by Mahomes, and he's going to get targeted at least 3 times. So I'm confident in that one, in my opinion.
Tanner, are these all Kansas City games? Are these all D-Hop Kansas City games?
Yes. No,
Okay.
no, they're not all Kansas City games. Well, didn't he come? Showed up at what's the D-Hop trade?
Week 6, maybe week 5, something like that.
Where you at?
Can we go to his touchdowns? I know he scored a touchdown his very first game with Kansas City because he started and did the Remember the Time.
Oh, it was the Carolina game, wasn't it?
Okay, it was the Carolina game. Okay, so
yeah, I was like, I thought it was towards the end.
When you go back to his targets,
sorry, scam likely. Go away.
When you go back to his targets, yeah. No,
so
look,
he's got right here 6, 9, nice.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
Hollywood Brown comes back.
And Hollywood Brown comes back. So there's a correlation right now.
Now we could blame Hollywood Brown, or we could blame the fact that after these set games here, we were like, hey, we don't want to give up a 4th round draft pick.
That's the other thing. Yeah. That's the other thing.
And if we look down here at his snaps, yeah, like Carolina is right here. So 45, 59, 56, 40. Here's where he came back, was right here, Hollywood Brown. So even then, it was pretty average for snap count for him.
Does today count? Yeah. Does today count in that too?
Yeah. No. We've already it's already a 5th round pick now. So
it's already a 5th round pick. Okay, so
yeah, we're good.
I was going to say if today counted in that, then I might shy away from Hopkins. But since today doesn't count and the pick's all set, then I think maybe Hopkins is on the field. I think Kansas maybe Reed tries to surprise Philly with getting Hopkins involved early, and maybe he gets those 3 targets by the middle of the second quarter.
Yeah,
because nobody's seen them.
Another thing, the receiving yards, excuse me, I think the receiving yards is only 13.5.
12.5.
12.5. So that's another one I'm kind of comfortable with as well. I think when he
Underdog has it at 9.5.
Who has it at 9.5?
Underdog has it 9.5.
Underdog.
Huh. You know what? On Underdog, you can alt down. I took it at 4.5. I took it at 4.5 Underdog last night.
That's one catch. Basically,
they had a 60% profit boost. So I just did picks.
They're back at
12.5.
So
very easy to get, and I put a put 100 on that one, guys. So let's put our profit.
It seems like, if I'm right on this, that in the Super Bowl, Kansas City's secondary wide receivers play a role in the game at some point.
Yes, Hardman caught the game when it touched.
Yeah. So I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if Hopkins and Juju at some point take over a drive or two in the game and catch some balls.
I mean, if I pull up the stats, I'm looking here real quick from last Super Bowl, full box score. Let's see here. Juju went 7 receptions for 53 yards. Justin Watson went 2 for 18. McKinnon was 3 for 15. Noah Gray was 1 for 6. Tony 1 for 5. Sky Moore 1 for 4. That left MVS with a big old fat 0 the entire time, and he only had 1 target. But your 9 targets to Juju, who, if I remember right, last year he was around, like we threw it at him. But this is last Eagles Super Bowl, which so he was the number 1 there. So we targeted Juju more times than not.
That's the guy. That's the guy we'll be looking to play always on props today. Juju.
And Juju, if we look at Juju, his receiving yards are 16.5. You can get 15.5. Looks like a Fanatics right now. 17.5 up at DK as well. So it looks like it's increasing. Receptions is 1.5 for plus money and Fanatics. BetMGM has over minus 155. Fanatics has it at 105. So that's all over the freaking place. Minus 142 on DK for receptions. Targets. Yeah. I don't know, man. And I don't know. It's snaps per game.
Because
take away that big one. That was the Denver game. So pretty average snaps per game.
Would you do something like that? Prop is 1 catch. He gets the 1 catch. He'll get that over 13.5 yards or 15.5, whatever it's at. That's what he caught 2 balls for 60 yards last week. Yeah, he caught 2 balls for 60 yards last week. So it seems to me 1 catch, 20 yards, boom, prop is gotten.
Right.
Cash it in. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think Juju's going to be that one guy that between Hollywood Brown and Juju, that is the guy that runs a little bit deeper down the field and a little bit longer routes, and Mahomes finds them once or twice for catches. So, I mean, do with that as you will, but that's something that I think could happen today as well.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. Just seems like the last couple of playoff games when Juju has caught passes, it's been across the middle, kind of wide open, and then he gets some yak. Gets a 10, 12 extra yards after he catches it. So the more on that 16.5 could quite possibly happen.
Yeah, it's possible, right? It's possible. You need kind of, and the issue here too is we're betting Chiefs receivers. We never know what the hell Mahomes is going. All we know, Worthy is a lock, right? Worthy's a lock, but you don't know if Hollywood Brown's going to get the ball at all. You don't know if D-Hop's going to get targets. You don't know Juju is. Justin Watson had, leading up to the Houston playoff game, Justin Watson had 3 weeks in a row where there were bombs essentially right at the end zone that he dropped 2 of the 3 in the Pittsburgh game. He got that. That would have been the 3rd one in a row. And he caught it. So, you don't know if they're taking those routes. You don't know if he's going to run the ball. It's so unpredictable, and their game plan seems to change day to day.
Can I just throw one at you and see what happens? Go to Isaiah Pacheco.
I was waiting on this one. I've been hearing some reports, Scott. They saying he looking good, phenomenal these last 2 weeks in practice.
His receiving
the corner over that injury.
His receiving yards. It's at 4.5 on Bally's in Boston.
4.5 across the board. I love Pacheco this week again. I liked him last week, and he got what I needed, right? And I like him again this week. I think he's has to be a threat look, Caliendo's left guard again, right? So we have Tooney out left tackle. Okay, what are they going to attack? They're going to attack the left guard. Kareem Hunt's going to get his yards, but we're talking 3-4 yards at a time at most. Versus Pacheco, you get Pacheco out there, you can bounce it outside on him. We were running up middle a couple times, right? You get to the right side with Creed and Trey, but then you can shoot Pacheco outside easier than you can Kareem Hunt. So
would it be strange to you if Pacheco started the game today?
No, I think he started last.
I think we're going to see more of them. I think it's going to be a more even split this game. And I think they're just going to lean towards who has the hot hand. I think they're going to put them out there first couple series. You might see a series with Pacheco's in the backfield predominantly. You might see a next series with Kareem Hunt in the backfield, and they may go from there, seeing on who kind of is more beneficiary to the offense.
My thought is Hunt is going to get stuffed at the line, and he's not going to have an effective game. And Pacheco's speed and stature, which is smaller in size, could cause the Eagles some problems, which means I wonder if Pacheco gets a higher snap share, more run, more catches, because Mahomes likes to dump it off to his running backs, obviously. And I think Pacheco could have one of those sneaky good games for Kansas City today and cash on all his over props.
I definitely think Pacheco can get to the edge and bend that corner way more effectively than Kareem Hunt can. He has a couple of steps on Kareem Hunt speed-wise. I think that does come into a factor. I think Jalen Carter plugs up that middle. Even though Kareem Hunt, in my opinion, can break more tackles, I do think that we see a lot more Pacheco than we have been seeing these last two playoff games.
And in the last Super Bowl, Tanner, didn't he run for 75 yards or something against the Eagles? I know he was healthier than
the last time he played the Eagles, he was
something like that. He had a touchdown.
76 yards. He was 15 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Averaged 5.4 or 5.1. 24, I believe, was that touchdown run you were talking about. Was the longest. So, hey, but Pacheco, I'm telling you right now, we've allowed Pacheco to slowly heal, and I'm really hoping we see more of him today.
I think you will. I think you will. I think today's it's a fast track. I think Reed knows that. It's in a dome. It's in New Orleans. Faster track leads to more Pacheco work than Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt will be the goal line guy, the bruiser. Pacheco's the speed guy and the change of pace. So I think Pacheco could get to his props pretty easily today. To be honest,
can we check out Pacheco's rush yards? I think that's 22.5, if I'm not mistaken.
Rush yards, yep, 22.5. Sorry,
I know he hasn't been hitting it as of late, but I think he gets 23 rush yards through 4 quarters tonight.
And don't forget,
I wouldn't be surprised if he breaks a big run,
and
maybe
don't
a
forget,
12, 15-yarder, and then gets the rest of it that
and
he
don't
needs
forget,
to get
guys,
23 yards throughout the game.
Yep.
What was he playing on? Cold, hard, rough surfaces. He's playing on an indoor fast track today. Everybody has said Pacheco's not going to be a factor. I think he's going to be a factor in this game. Do I think he's going to run for 75 yards? No, but can he run for 50? I think so. I think he can get to 50.
Hey, you know what? Touch 30. I'm good. Touch 30. I don't even need
30.
to. Touch 30.
Yeah, just 30 and one catch for 10 yards or whatever. And that cashes all his props. So,
that's how I look at it.
yeah.
I like it here.
I think Hunt's going to get a majority of the carries, but I do feel that if things are not going the way Kansas City wants them to, you're going to see the instant switch to Pacheco because he's going to provide more of that pop in certain situations with that. So,
but Alan, we've all seen the Eagles play all year long, and you've seen them play against the Cowboys. Their strength on defense, okay, they got good secondary, but their strength on defense is their line and slowing down running attacks and making you one-dimensional. That's not a Hunt type of game today. That's more of a Pacheco type of game.
It's more Pacheco, but Hunt's still going to get his workload.
Hunt's still going to get.
Honestly, Hunt's more effective on at least reaching positive yardage than Pacheco is, right? Plain and simple. Like he's just built for it more as of a running back.
But would you agree it's more of a mix, Tanner, today between Pacheco?
It should be. I think Pacheco, when he's in, you're gonna have an idea. He's either gonna run kind of off the tackle on the right side with Juwan Taylor and Trey Smith, or he's gonna go out for the screen pass or get the ball somehow. So, but I think majority of the time for snap wise, you are gonna see Kareem Hunt in there. So
right. Let's go Devonta Smith.
There he is.
So his career against Kansas City and Spags defenses has been very good. He's been very good. Okay.
122, 199. Look at that.
He's the X factor for the Eagles today. I don't think it's AJ Brown. I think it's Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert today. Kansas City their passing game funnels a lot to the middle of the field. And that's not what A.J. Brown is. A.J. Brown is that perimeter guy. Devonta Smith is that slot guy. And Dallas Goedert's the tight end that runs middle of the field. So I think today Jalen Hurts is going to find more success with Devonta Smith and with Dallas Goedert than he is with A.J. Brown. He may lean on Devonta Smith more at times in this game today.
He might. And that may be more of a matchup too. Like, you got Trey McDuffie and Jalen Watson. Jalen Watson being a little bigger size. We saw the Matt Collins pass last week or 2 weeks ago in that perfect drop dime. But McDuffie is not very tall, but he's a great corner. I think you're probably going to see them kind of switch between the two spots. You're not going to see somebody hover AJ Brown or Devontae. I think you're going to see a nice big bag of mix. So it's into play. But if you guys see Najee Johnson on one of them, just throw your hands up and go bet that anytime touchdown. That's going to be
is Connor the slot cornerback?
Yeah,
Connor's the slot. He's giving up like
Najee rotates in. Connor's more of your slot, but he's also more your your nickel safety essentially. So
I heard
the guy that's here to hard hit.
I heard a stat. He's giving up almost 85% completion percentage when he's in the game. If Devonta Smith is in the slot and he's covering him, they're going to go to Devonta Smith.
I think Shamari Connor has a better shot than if you see because Najee has been playing in that spot and it has not been pretty. But Connor's been hurt too, and so now again you got that long rest. He looked good last week, but yeah, he gives up completions. He doesn't give up yards generally, but he gives up completions. So
Devonta Smith's only just barely touching over 50 on his yards.
52 and a half.
Yeah, I'm over. I'm over on it. I think he's going to be the guy. Him and Goddard.
Yeah, everybody favors that too.
Yeah.
Another thing about that Philadelphia Eagles passing game is, if we're just being honest, it's A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, or Dallas Goedert, and nobody else. I mean, Jahan Dotson is really a non-factor.
Not a lot.
Just like, if you're a third wide receiver on the Philadelphia Eagles, you might be on the field, but it's really never getting thrown your way. So I do think that the top two receivers in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith have some pretty nice games. And, of course, I think Dallas Goedert is going to be that cleanup guy, that guy that goes across the middle and gets some tough yards, reliable guy on third downs when you need a completion. So I'm feeling confident in all three of those guys' abilities to make sure that they cover their over tonight.
I agree with Coach Joey. I think Jalen Hurts is at 199.5 for his passing yards. I think he goes over that. I think he gets in the twos.
Yeah.
And I just think that's going to lead to more scoring and a higher scoring game in this game than 48.5. So Philadelphia's team total is at 23.5. I can see this game being in the 30s someplace. I just can see it for both teams. So
yeah.
It was 38-35 last time. It was 38-35 last time. So I know it's
ton of points.
The different teams.
The over 49.5 it's gonna be over. So
Yeah.
or 48
Yeah.
and a half now, I guess. But
You're
it's going to be
indoors.
over.
You're indoors. Butker's going to kick a 50-yard field goal today. You're indoors. You're not playing in weather. You're playing in perfect conditions. So
You've allowed Booker to get healthy, essentially.
Yeah.
In that range.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I do want to touch base here on some of the bigger guys, like Jalen Hurts, for instance, his passing yards. We see this 246 here, but we see a bunch of red with it, right? I remember the LA Rams game, he got hurt. He got hurt at the end, right? And so he was forced to pass, and we saw what he does when he's forced to pass. But now he's had time to rest, and now it makes you wonder, do we go back to what we were in the red, or are we looking at when we got a little hurt? Are we going back to the passing game? You know, because when they're in the passing game, they are pretty effective when they do it. But it seems like it's very inconsistent about his decision making of actually running the ball in general, you know. So
Coach
I
Joe
think that they are definitely going to have to pass the ball tonight if they want to win against the Chiefs. They're going to have to pass it.
I agree.
Spagnuolo is like the best offensive coordinator in the league. So I definitely think Jalen's going to have to throw the ball at least 27 attempts, at least 27 passing attempts, which I think going to lead to him getting over that 199 and a half passing yards.
211.
And then he has the weapons. He has the weapons to do it. I also think the Chiefs, I think Saquon's going to be effective, but I don't think we see a huge monster Saquon game tonight, which is going to force them to dial up some more passing plays and have Jalen Hurts use his arm more than we're accustomed to using. To seeing him use it. Against their first couple of games against the Rams, Saquon ran crazy. Their first round game, he ran crazy. Against Washington, it was more turnovers. And Washington didn't have, let's be honest, they don't have a real good secondary. So it was, the matchups one-on-one with A.J. Brown outside really benefited Philadelphia. I do think that the Kansas City Chiefs have a complete defense, but I think that if they want to get the job done, he's going to have to get it done with his arm. And if you look back at the Super Bowl when they matched up when it was 38-35, Jalen Hurts, I think he threw for over 300 yards in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
304
Yeah.
one touchdown, but no interceptions, 27 for 38. The guy, that was one of the times when he was passing the ball. But it seems like too, the change of guards of the OC has really diminished his passing. What do I say? Abilities? It's passing, not his passing abilities. It's passing opportunity. We'll put it that way. Passing opportunity.
I was going to say, keep in mind, Kellen Moore just took the New Orleans Saints coaching job too.
That's what I was just going to bring that up. How focused is Kellen Moore in on this game instead of
locked in? Quit
I
the
hope so.
storylines.
I hope so, because if you remember when Kyle Shanahan was in Atlanta in that Super Bowl, he did some things that were kind of strange when the Patriots were coming back. So to me, that was Tom Brady. Okay, this is Patrick Mahomes. I get that. The one thing about Saquon that I will say, he really has not struggled this year at all. He really has not had a bad game for him. When is that game coming? I think he's going to end up. Yeah. He's going to end up coming up short today. I think Kansas City's given up a lot of rushing yards to Mixon and Cook in the playoffs. I get that. I think Kansas Spagnuolo knows today that
never 100 yards though.
The way the Eagles win this game and move the ball is through Saquon. So I think he's going to come up with something that's going to slow Saquon down today.
He's going to try to take that away.
You can't. I don't know if you can take him away totally, but I think you can.
You're not. No.
And if you slow him down, if you slow him down to 95 yards rushing today and maybe a touchdown, I think the Chiefs will be in great shape down the stretch in this game because the only chance they have to win is Saquon running the ball.
Here's the prop I'm looking at: rushing and receiving yards. I think he has to be involved in the passing game as well. I think they're gonna. I think they have to pass, and that if he does get stuffed in the line, this is where it's going to come through at. Mm-hmm. And it's combined. I think if he gets 60 to 80 yards rushing, he should get another easy 60, 80 yards receiving, because he has to be combined. If, let's say, AJ Brown's being locked down, Devontae Smith isn't getting open, Gatorade will probably be the only guy open.
The thing is, though, they don't use Barkley as much as a receiver. They use Kenneth Gainwell more as a receiver.
But they have
4.
They have in the playoffs thrown more screen passes than they did in the regular season.
I think in the playoffs, they're tending to lean towards, especially when it's a close game, they're tending to not take Saquon off the field unless he's totally exhausted and they have to take him off the field.
Right.
In that snow game, you could tell that they just exclusively trusted Saquon just because, the elements of the game. I think they didn't want to really risk Kenneth Gainwell maybe fumbling. They think he really played over 95% of those offensive snaps, which was amazing. I do think we do see a little bit of Kenneth Gainwell, and I actually am leaning towards taking some of his props because the numbers are so low. But I do think that we just may only see Kenneth Gainwell maybe 5 to 7 snaps, if that.
Yeah.
Unless it's a blowout, which I don't think it's going to be happening.
He's coming back from the concussion. We don't know. I mean, he practiced limited. He's cleared, obviously, to play tonight. So he's going to be in the game. But again, as you said, Coach Joey, they tend to lean on Saquon in bigger spots. And
another 0.5 receiving yards for the
yes, sir.
That's the one I would go with. That's the one. There's a couple of them in this game that I'm actually gonna bet today at some point before the game.
Hey, can you tell me which sports books are offering that though? Because I can't find it.
Nope.
On a lot
DraftKings
of
minus 138. Price Picks
Okay.
and DraftKings. That's what it just tells me. I'm looking right now on Underdog, and they are not offering it at all.
Exactly. I was
on
heavy looking for it, and they weren't offering it.
Yeah.
No.
The other one that I'm gonna bet, and it's actually I'll wait till the lock it in pot. It's not one of the bigger names; it's a smaller name. But I got 2 of them on smaller names that I like a lot. So,
can we go to Kenneth Gainwell's rushing yards real quick? 6.5. I'm kind of liking that one too, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of liking that one too. It's so low, and he's explosive. He's a Pacheco-ish. He has speed on him. So it only takes one good run, and he can clear that. So
the Washington
it's so low that it's so appealing to me. That,
the Washington
I'm
game
feeling
was
kind of confident in that one as well.
Yeah, the Washington game was 8.5. The only reason he fell short by the hook is because he got concussed. Had he not got concussed, the Will Shipley work in the fourth quarter, some of it would have went to him. So
definitely,
I agree. I think Gainwell could hit both overs today.
I like that. Let's look up. Yeah, I was just thinking about him. That's what I was looking at next. Let's look here. There he is.
Oh, reliable.
48 head-to-head by 2.
Yards.
This is his history against the Chiefs in general, but that was nothing too crazy. Receiving yards, 48.5.
Yeah,
it's grayed out, man.
He's right there.
They just graded out on Underdog. Just did it. They took it away. Receiving yards.
Took it away.
Underdog. Yeah.
So there was a game where Smith and Brown were out and Hurts threw the Goddard exclusively. And he had 160 yards. It wasn't the New Orleans game, it was the game after that.
It was after Atlanta's game. So
it was after
early September or late September.
Mm-hmm. So. That's when Goddard's season started to turn in terms of Hurts' confidence in him. Is that game. Because that's the only guy he could lean on. And I think Goddard caught every pass that Hurts threw to him. So I think today the Chiefs have had problems all year long. They've been a little bit better against the tight end down the stretch here. But I think Philly knows for them, again, to move the ball, it's going to go through 2 guys, Barkley, Goddard. Goddard is going to be the guy that catches those when Hurts is under pressure, those short passes. So I think Goddard goes over his prop today. I definitely
agree.
Yeah. He's going
security
over.
blanket.
Yeah.
Third down, reliable, sure hands, red zone area. One of the first a couple people that he's gonna lock in and try to see if he's open. So I definitely agree. I think he gets 47 receiving yards at least. I honestly think that it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think he may clear a touchdown and get over that 0.5 touchdowns. Can we look at his targets?
And go to Fanatics if you want his yards. They're the lowest. They're at 45.5. If you can get to Fanatics, go shop around.
45.5. Yeah, you're right. Good call.
Fanatics and
FanDuel. Notice that.
Yeah. You got to shop around.
Right now.
Get the best price you can on these guys. So
the targets is at 6.5. That's a tough number. I'm not gonna lie. I think he gets his yards, but I don't know if he gets the ball thrown to him 7 times. They kind of got that number right at that sweet spot where you're gonna debate: is it gonna be under? Is it gonna be over? But can we look at his receptions? Is his receptions 4.5?
4.5.
I think he may clear that. I would lean towards more with that one, honestly. I don't think he's gonna drop too many things thrown his way. Usually when Jalen Hurts throws his way, it's a pretty good ball on the money. Somehow, some way, he always seems to beat his man in man-to-man coverage. So I would tend to lean maybe more towards that one. The targets, I just don't know if he's going to get 7 thrown his way tonight.
This is what I would do target-wise with Goddard. I'd go back and look at Chiefs games, tight end targets for the whole season.
I mean, we can pull it up rankings-wise right here. And
that'll give you a great game.
31st. They're second worst. They're averaging allowing 8.67 targets, reception attempts, so targets here, and yards wise, they are the worst in the league.
So I think Goddard gets more targets today because of that fact that Kansas City is one of the worst tight end defenses. So I could see Goddard getting 8 targets today because I could see A.J. Brown's targets coming down a little bit and Goddard's targets going up a little bit because I don't think A.J. Brown's going to have that explosive game today. So I think Brown comes down, and as I said earlier, the way you beat Kansas City is middle of the field, passing the ball. And that's a Smith and Goddard game exclusively. So
Goddard last Super Bowl, for take it as what you will, but Goddard 6 receptions on 7 targets for 60 yards, and his 17 was his longest, no touchdowns. So,
yeah, I wouldn't look at his longest reception, but I'd look at the other props. I think he can get there on all of them today.
18.5 is his longest here. So,
yeah. So I mean, Philly's basically their offense is streamlined. It's Goddard, Brown, Smith, Barkley.
Then you get a little dabble of Dotson and some of the other guys.
Exactly.
Can we look at Dotson? Let's see. Can we see how low Dotson's receiving yards is? Is it like 3.5?
Half a yard.
2.5.
2.5.
Up to 2.5.
3.5 at Price Picks. 10.5.
You can get that at 1. He's going to get that at 1.
He's very tempting, but if you look at the last 2 games, I don't think he got. Did he get targeted the last 2 games?
2 games ago he did. Or 3 games.
That's why.
Look at his receptions. Look at his receptions, Tanner. Go to his receptions. That's with a 0.5. 0.5. He needs 1 catch, and he runs 30 routes a game.
Yeah. But that just goes to show you they throw it to Goddard.
He's on the field. Yeah, he's on the field.
When Smith is pushed to the outside, it's Dotson that's in the slot.
Yeah. And then y'all were talking earlier about how Kansas City slot corner gives up a lot. So this may be the game where he gets that 3 yards, gets that 1 reception, and he clears his over and makes up some profit.
Very possible.
The history that I remember in the Super Bowl, there's always one guy that gets like 3 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown. It could be Dotson today. It might just very well be Jahan Dotson. He caught the first touchdown.
What is that? Half a catch over?
1 catch. That's all he needs.
Yeah, one catch.
So why wouldn't you just put $5 on it just to see if it hits? One catch.
What's his target? What's his targets, real quick, Tanner?
Targets was like 4.5.
1.5.
4.5.
Wow.
Nobody's offering
I would
it,
probably go under on that.
I would go under for that one too.
I would go under on that, but I would go over on the because I think he's going to get at least one catch.
Here's the other guy, Grant Calcaterra. His prop is 0.5 receiving yards. He needs one catch to get that. I don't know if you have his name. Oh, yeah, you do have his name there.
There it is.
Grant Calcaterra.
The backup tight
end.
They show him some love every now and then, too.
Why would you put, again, $5 to $10 on this and Dotson's receptions?
You know why that's the case, Scott? You know why that's the case? Because Calcaterra and Jalen Hurts were teammates at Oklahoma. Before Grant Calcaterra got hurt, he and Jalen Hurts were teammates. He caught that game-winning touchdown against Texas in the Big 12 championship game.
He is on the field him and Dotson are about the same number of routes. Why wouldn't you just throw a little bit of money just on it? Tanner, we like the bottom of the barrel to come through. This is the bottom of the barrel to come through.
Yeah.
These two guys, Calcaterra.
The guys, you just put it in and see what happens. Really,
absolutely. I'm doing it as soon as
I'm definitely playing it, guys.
I got my bets, and he's on it.
I'm gonna do
it's not available on Underdog. Yeah, it's not
Easy
unavailable on Underdog or anything. But yeah, those are some good plays there in the sports books.
They're not my lock it in bets, but the four guys I put bets in on this game, four of my bets: Calcaterra, Dotson, Gray, P. Ryan. They're all basically, if they catch one ball, they're all cashing. So why wouldn't I'm going to do it?
Another player I'm leaning towards is Watson for Kansas City as well. It just seems like he gets some attention sporadically in big games.
Dang, he's not even on the list.
He's not even on the list.
Dang.
I got some breaking news I would like to bring up here. I know this has nothing to do with the Super Bowl, but this is something that I figure we should at least bring up.
Where was
talking about
49ers have granted Deebo Samuel's request for a trade. They have allowed him to seek permission to
I knew that last night. Schefter came out with that last night.
Hallelujah.
No, he just said it this morning. He came
back with it this morning too. But last night he
mentioned it last night.
Yeah. So Deebo is available for any team that needs a wide receiver.
He's not going anywhere. He makes too much money.
Lose a couple of pieces that they once had on this team. It's going to be some guys that they got to let go of because Pretty has to get paid, and it's just how the business goes. So
are they actually going to pay a quarterback? Are they actually going to pay a quarterback?
That is a good question.
Yeah,
his contract is so high.
I think they're terrified this draft win with what they did with Trey Lance and what they gave away to get him and how he panned out. I think they're going to pay Pretty. Yeah, in my opinion, and Pretty's going to command at least $50 million a year.
Right, they can't hit their number ones overall. Their first round picks. So
before we get back, here's San Francisco's receiving core next year. Ayuk is coming off a torn ACL. Those never work out well. First year back. Ricky Pearsall, who they have no confidence in going to time and time again.
Pearsall didn't look that bad the last half of the season.
No, he didn't look that bad, but he doesn't get. He doesn't get the targets.
Juwan also got shot last year too. So
yeah, he got shot last year. And Juwan Jennings is the only guy that gets any kind of. If Deebo is gone, their receiving core is going to be tough. So I think they need to think about that before they do it.
Yeah, thank God they got Jennings because Jennings is like their savior right now at the receiver position.
That's the guy.
Hey, can we take a look at Travis Kelce, man? We really haven't talked about him yet.
We haven't talked about him.
He's a bum. He's a bum. He's not.
I don't even know who that guy is. So if we want a little reference, Kelce.
Thank God we got no Swifties in the chat.
Oh, wait till after the game if they win and he proposes to Taylor.
Hey, I even threw Taylor Swift on the thumbnail to try to get some Swifties in here. So it probably didn't work out. Last time the Eagles Chiefs met in Super Bowl, Travis Kelce 6 receptions on 6 targets, 81 yards, 13.5 average, 22 his longest, and 1 tutty. So
Philadelphia, Vic Fangio would be an idiot if he said, we're stopping Kelsey and allowing the other guys to have their game. I think you just need to play your game on defense. If Kelsey goes 7 for 90 and a touchdown, so be it. But I think with Hollywood Brown's speed, Juju's got speed, Worthy's got speed. If you focus solely on Travis Kelsey, that's a mistake in my mind.
I agree.
Burn you. So
I definitely agree. It's been talks in the interviews. He's contemplating retirement. He really wasn't a first 2 playoff games very effective, but the last game really a non-factor. And if he's already going to go out, I'm thinking Mahomes.
No, he's coming back next year.
He's already come out and said, as long as Reed's coaching, I'm playing. Yep. So anything barring big injury, right? Of course, he's already come out and said, as long as Reed's there, I'm playing.
Yeah.
And Reed has already come out and said, see you next year, and go year by year thing. But I mean, let's say Reed coaches 3 more years, gets him to 39, 38, because he's my age. So yeah, like he's playing as long as he can capably play at a high level, but also the more of the key is with Andy Reid. So,
but I think Travis Kelsey has a big game tonight, guys. I do too. Cover the over on the receiving yards. I think he gets in the end zone as well. Has a nice celebration pre-planned that he's going to break out on us. And I think he covers his receptions as well. I think Mahomes looks for him a lot tonight. I don't know exactly what his targets is.
8.5.
8.5. I think he may get.
I don't think
it's
so.
a lot. And they spread the ball out a lot, so that's kind of I'm going to stay away from. But I am confident that he's going to get 61 receiving yards for sure.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in the end zone for any time, Teddy.
Yep.
So here's the deal. I'd go to underdog and take his props. 59.5 at underdog. 60 yards. Again, shop around. See, it's 65 at Fanatics. It's 59 at underdog.
Nope. They raised it. 63.5 now.
Oh, they raised it. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm on underdog right now, looking at stuff as well, just seeing what matches. So they did raise it on us.
They raised it.
You can always alt down on underdog. Hey, you a little less profit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You can get down to how far can we go to make it worth it? You can get 0.69 times higher on 44.5. Nice.
Yeah, that's guaranteed. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go on the regular books, FanDuel 60.5, DraftKings is 61.5. If they haven't raised
65.5 now for Fanatics. So everybody's raising. Hop on while you can. Get it.
DK and FanDuel would be the ones to go to. They're just above 60. So they would be the ones to go to and do it now because it's only going up. If you wait till 5 o'clock Eastern time tonight, right before the Super Bowl, he's liable to be over 70. So
now. You wanted to do it like 3 days ago, but
you wanted to do it when it first came out. That's what you do.
All right, I guess would have been about a week. So in that range. So I do. Any other player props you guys want to look at before we stop playing?
Kareem Hunt. I think we touched on Pacheco, but I don't know if we looked at Kareem.
40.5 rushing yards.
The fact that I think we're going to see a lot more Pacheco is why I'm staying away from this total.
Yeah.
What I did take is on underdog, I went to see his first half rushing, and it was like 17.5. I altered all the way down, guys, and I did 9.5 for the lowest profit margin.
Yeah.
But I had a really good boost, so I was trying to just take things that I knew I felt like could happen, and I think he can get me 10 yards. But that's 41 yards.
Yeah. It's first half right now is 20.5.
Excuse me.
The Eagles do not give up a 50-yard rusher often. Like there have been teams, there have been guys that have barely cracked 40. I think I looked it up and I saw there was only like 6 or 7 guys that got over 50 yards rushing. Only 2 have ever gotten over 100.
Kyron,
One of them was Kyron, and the other was Rico Dowdle, week 17. Those are the only 2 guys that got over 100 against Philadelphia.
Hunt's not going for 100 unless he breaks off a 60-yard touchdown run.
I don't even think he gets 40. I don't even think he gets 40.
That's close. That's close because of what Coach Joey said and what he said earlier. Pacheco is going to be involved more, which
I
will
do
bring
think
down
Pacheco
Hunt's
will be involved
production.
more.
Right, which will bring down Hunt's production, which means, again, Pacheco's props, go bet him now because
11 and a half rushing attempts.
Yeah,
I don't think Pacheco's going to get over 40 either, but I think he's going to be more of a factor in the passing game.
Well,
that's how Kansas City's going to have to move the ball.
Right, Pacheco needs 5 yards to catch his receiving prop, and he needs, what did we say, 21 and a half to catch his rushing prop.
It's rush for first half.
Pacheco.
Sorry, Pacheco. 22 and a half.
22 and a half. He's going to get 25 yards rushing.
Oh yeah.
What's going to happen is Hunt's going to wear that line down a little bit, and Pacheco's going to be the change up, and he's going to run right through that line, and he could have a run of 10 yards or more today. Would not shock me. He's going to get to 25, and that one catch for 5 yards is going to happen. There's no doubt in my mind. So Pacheco's a much easier get than Hunt is right now, unless you alt it down like Coach Joey did. So.
Yeah, I believe in that. The fact that Mahomes is going to be scrambling a little bit too is going to take away from Kareem Hunt's production. Yep. Don't let Xavier Worthy break out a big rush. They may tend to want to give him another touch or 2. It's the Super Bowl. Big Red's going to dial up some plays. I think the game-winning play where Ryan caught that touchdown, I want to say that was like 3 running backs in the backfield or something.
Yeah,
it was like Ryan, Hunt, and Pacheco or something like that was in there, and they
a little bit of everybody there.
I mean, we're going to see some things that we typically don't see, some formations that we don't see. We may even see some formations where Kareem and Pacheco's in the backfield at the same time.
While they did that multiple
shotgun
times
or something like that. I just don't think that he's going to get that 41 rushing yards. I'm not confident in that one, and I'm not confident in the 11 and a half rushing attempts as well, due to the fact that I think we see a lot more Isaiah Pacheco.
All right, I do want to play a little game here before we get our locks in here and wrap up the show. I got some. It's cool. I got a little pictures from Sportsbook down in Vegas, Rampart, I believe it is, and got pictures of their betting sheet for the Super Bowl. So I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. I want to see which way you guys are leaning for it all. I think it's pretty cool. I want to know here. We'll go with this here. First score of the game will be a touchdown at -175 or any other score at +155. Who wants to start?
I'll go any other score. I'll go any other score.
Any other score.
Me as well.
I'm going to touchdown. So I like that one there. The longest TD in the game will be, and this is offense, defense, or special teams. The longest TD in the game will be over 39.5 yards at -110 or under at -110.
Over.
I'm going over. I think we see a big play for a touchdown from somebody.
Yeah, I'll go over.
I'm taking the under in this one here.
I'm going the over because I think we're going to see a pick 6 from Patrick Mahomes today.
Oh, that's good. Thanks, Alan.
As much as I hate giving Philly any kind of credit, that secondary is lethal.
Tanner, remove him.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out when the last time Mahomes threw a pick.
It's been like 5 or 6 weeks.
November in the Bills game? November in the Bills game? I'm pretty sure.
Didn't he throw one just recently? Like it.
I know he had
a first one in like a long time.
He had a fumble. He didn't have a pick. I don't think.
Let me double check my stats from last week just to be sure.
Maybe he did have a pick last week. Did he have a pick last week?
I'm looking. AFC, not divisional. The hell is this? Why ESPN? This is the worst complete site ever.
November 17th at Buffalo, 2 interceptions.
Yeah. So he didn't throw a pick last week. I didn't think so. So yeah,
8 games without a pick right now.
Yeah, the last time he threw a pick was November. Yeah, against Buffalo.
In Buffalo.
So
In Buffalo.
he didn't throw one last week
Nope.
on that. But yeah,
This
No,
is
that's
the
fair.
best secondary he's gonna see in the playoffs so far.
and he usually
it could happen
prospers.
if he throws it up, but
He usually
he
prospers
not make
against these
mistakes. I don't think
kinds
he's
of
gonna
teams.
put the ball in harm's way. He's gonna take
No.
care of it. If anything, he may lose a fumble because that defensive line, but I don't think he throws an interception.
Yeah.
Today.
That'd be the biggest thing.
It's
Will there
possible.
be? Yeah, will there be? Sorry, that's not what I wanted. Where'd you go? I had one of Scott's. Oh, shortest TD in the game will be fumble recovered. Fumble recovered in end zone is under. So if there's a fumble in the end zone, it's an under. But over under 1.5 yards, plus 160 for over, minus 180 for under.
We could get a tush push on the 1 yard line, man.
Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a tush push at the 1 yard line.
Yeah,
You know
so
what?
I would bet the under just because of that. Hey, tush push 1 yard line under the 1.5.
So here's what I'll say. I would bet the under, but I'm going to go the over because it's plus money. I want that plus money.
Oh yeah, here we go. For all you referee people, that love it.
How many penalties on the Eagles today?
No,
Over under
no.
30.
But this is one, and this goes both ways. It's not just a Chiefs bet for you weird people. But will there be a roughing the passer penalty called in the game? And this must be accepted. The yes is plus 130. No is minus 150.
Yes, definitely yes.
Ken, how much did you pay the refs yesterday?
I sent them a final payment of $8,000 yesterday.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
And I anticipate it to be paid out completely.
I think you're
There's
going to
gotta
see
be-
one on both. I think you're going to see one on both sides. Actually,
There's gonna
I think
be
you're gonna
one
see
at
one.
some
You're
point.
going to see one called on Patrick. And you're going to see one called on Jalen too.
When's the last game we have not seen a roughing the passer? I can't remember. I think you see it in every game.
You don't notice it really if it doesn't happen because it just happens
Right.
so often.
Right.
Unless it's a quarterback that quote unquote doesn't get those calls.
Again, it's plus money. You don't
Shut
have to put a
up,
ton of
dude.
money
That's-
on it to make money. So
Well, they mostly say
don't
that to
deserve
rookies.
those
They mostly
calls.
say it to rookies.
They
For
don't
the most
deserve
part.
those calls yet. Anyways, let's keep it going. Total punts in the game over under 7.5, plus 120 on the over, minus 140 on the under.
I got 6.5 punts. I bet that already at plus 110. So I'm going over.
What'd you do? Over?
Over, yeah. I think there's going to be 8 punts in the game, 8 or 9. So I'm going over.
I'm going over. I think it's going to be a low scoring game.
Ooh, it's
It's
tough.
plus money. I mean, it's plus money.
I'm gonna go
Why
over.
not? Yeah, why not? Just
I'm
throw
going.
$5
I'm going
on it.
under. I'm going under. I'm going under. I'm going under.
You going under? Let's see here. I'm looking here too. I'm trying to see if there's any fun one here. Here we go. This will be a little fun one to play. Kansas City Chiefs first scoring play of the game. You can do a field goal for 3-2 odds, safety at 50-1, Chiefs TD pass plus 125, a TD rush for plus, I think it says 320. And then any other score, I don't know what else there would be, but 25-1 there. So, or Chiefs don't score in the game at 1,000. Or sorry, 100-1. It says 100-1.
I'm going field goal. I'm going Chiefs first score field goal.
I'm going to go rush touchdown.
I'm gonna go rush touchdown as well. Just don't know if it's Eagles or Chiefs, but I'll go rush touchdown.
This is just for the Chiefs first score.
Oh, okay. Yeah, rush touchdown. Rush touchdown.
Okay. Same question on the Eagles side, guys. First scoring play of the game. Field goals 3-2. It looks like the same odds here.
Rush
so-
touchdown. But you got it's either Barkley or rush touchdown.
I think so too, right? It just feels that way.
I'll go
Alright.
field goal just to be different. I'll go field goal.
He's been awful. He's been awful in this postseason.
We're going to come back to that question. I got 2 questions here that we'll come back to here in a minute. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. This is some of Scott's favorite ones here. We don't want to do that. Where's here? We're here. Oh, who will have more rushing yards in the game? Patrick Mahomes. This is by the way, I think it says 11.5 is the total, is the over-under there. So, but who has more rushing yards in the game? Patrick Mahomes at -110 or Hurts at -110, both at 11.5.
I'm going to go Mahomes. I think Mahomes does.
I would like for you to please repeat the question because my internet cut out.
Who will have more rushing yards in the game? Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts? The line is 11.5 if you need a line.
I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts. No, I think they do a lot of design quarterback runs with him tonight. I think he gets at least 3 or 4 of those, and he's gonna get some pretty good gains. I do think Mahomes is gonna sneakily escape the pocket and get some good gains as well. But I just think Jalen Hurts will get more rushing attempts, which in my opinion is going to lead to him having more rushing yards.
I'm going to go Mahomes.
Okay. I'm going Hurts. Let's see here. Where else is there? Oh, yeah, here we go. There it is. Who will have more receiving yards in the game? Travis Kelce or Dallas Goedert? And they were both at 110.
Travis Kelce. Hands down.
Kelce.
I so want to say Goddard, but I can't. Kelce. I so want to say Goddard.
Will the Chiefs convert will Chiefs convert on 4th down?
Yeah.
Penalty cannot. It can't be a penalty. So
they will.
-150.
I say no. I say no.
That's +150 for the no.
I say no.
I say yeah.
What about the Eagles?
For
Definitely.
sure.
Definitely.
270 for the yes. 230.
What is it? Minus what?
-270 for the yes. Plus 230.
That's everything you need to know about who they think is going to win the game. If it's -270,
right?
They think the Chiefs are going to be ahead, and the Eagles are going to have to come back to win the game. So,
all right, let's view this last one here. Just see if there's any fun ones there. No, not really. Okay, cool. So now let's go back here. So the last couple questions I had here is one, who's the MVP, guys? Who's the MVP? Right now, Patrick Mahomes is favored at +120.
Yeah, it's going to be Mahomes. It's always a quarterback, usually 90% of the time.
Not really. Not lately. I feel.
Well, it was Cooper Kupp when the Rams won.
Yeah, and then we had Seattle.
Mahomes won it twice, right?
Yeah, Mahomes has run twice.
So the way I figured it, the only ones in Kansas City that probably could be MVP are Kelce, Mahomes, or Worthy. And for the Eagles, it could be Barkley, could be Hurts, could be Brown, could be Smith, could be Goddard. I'll say Mahomes. I'll say the Chiefs are going to win and Mahomes is going to win the MVP. So
my internet's acting up crazy, guys.
Oh, sorry. Who's the MVP today? Who's the MVP today?
Yeah.
I'll drop it in.
It's
here.
getting ridiculous over here. I'm sorry, I can't hear y'all right now. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can make an adjustment.
You're good. We'll get back to Coach Joey. Alan, who's the MVP?
Chris Jones.
Whoa!
I don't mind it. Actually. Chris Jones.
Chris Jones is going to make the game. Is going to make game-winning plays to keep Philly from winning this game. So I'd say Chris Jones.
I like it.
I'll give you one story I heard on the Vegas show. Somebody before the season started, or before when the playoffs started, put $1,000 on Harrison Butker to win the MVP. Thinking it's going to be a low-scoring game and he's going to kick like 4 field goals, including the game winner, at 700 to 1.
Okay.
If
you
it's
just
a
realized it's probably going to be Travis Kelce because all the Swifties are going to vote for Travis Kelce.
No, the news people, the sports reporters vote for it, so it won't be that.
All right, and finally, we'll just hit a couple of these. These are the fun bets, guys. I think Patrick Mahomes, by the way, is my MVP. Couple of fun deals. So we already talked Gatorade here. I know the big one out there? Does Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift today if they win? I don't think so. I'm gonna say no.
You don't think so?
No,
I think so. I think
no.
so.
I think
If they win, I think he proposes.
Yeah,
you think
that's
so?
what I think too. Oh, I think so. What would happen if he won the MVP and they win the game? I think he definitely is proposing. So,
I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Can't lose your boy to the Swifties. He can't do it.
No, not even that. I just don't think he does it yet. This is a guy that's known not to do it.
Tanner, it's Hollywood. We're all about rushed proposals in Hollywood. Come on now.
Yeah.
his brother probably knows.
I don't think Travis is.
His brother probably knows. Jason probably knows what's going on.
He's probably laughed at it.
Yeah.
And for those that know who it is, Kendrick Lamar, like I said, is at halftime today. For those that know the songs, what do you think the first song's going to be?
I know he's going to do 11 songs, but I don't know what the first song's going to be. I don't know.
I think it's DNA. I think DNA is his first song. And that's right now 83% chance of that happening. The favorite is 91%. Is Not Like Us, Humble, and all the stars. So
I think he might.
I have DNA.
He might finish with that one.
That's a good one. That's actually a good one to select. I'm scrolling through them. First song. I say Squabble Up.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's not even on the list here. So that's awesome. For that. I'll take that. All right, so here's the big one. There's supposedly special guest coming in to the Kendrick halftime show. Who is it going to be?
SZA.
99%.
I think they already announced she's coming. She's going to be
performing.
Oh, okay.
Sure,
but I think that they because they're going on tour together, so I think that she'll be one for sure.
Somehow Taylor Swift's 12%.
That's what I would vote for. That's actually what I would vote for. Because she's in the stadium already.
I don't think that's the case.
I don't think so either. But
gotta milk that for all it's worth, NFL. Come on now.
If anything,
and then maybe Rihanna.
I was gonna say either Rihanna or Dr. Dre, one of the two.
Yeah, I think
Rihanna. I would say Rihanna. I would say Rihanna.
And that's Rihanna is 9% chance of that. So, but yeah, no, we got that coming into play. That's should be a fun. Imagine Dragons is on the list. Maroon 5, Drake.
Elvis Presley's probably
the Weeknd. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The Weeknd just performed. They ain't coming back.
So, all right, guys, that was fun. All right, let's get into it. Let's wrap this show up here. It's time to lock in our Super Bowl bets here. Again, these are locks. These are what we're confident in and kind of what we're aiming for. Let me pop up my spreadsheet for Super Bowl Sunday locks. All right. This counts against your record, guys, so be smart about it. Okay? Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it here. Super Bowl locks. This is your locks here for the day, and can't wait to hear what the guys have set here. Coach Joey, we'll start with you, man.
All right. Let's go over under 48.5 points. I'm going over. Lock that one in. Money line, Kansas City. Lock that one in. The spread, 1 point.
-1.
Kansas City on. All right. So, DeAndre Hopkins, 2.5 targets more. I'm going to go more on that one. 13.5 yards for DeAndre Hopkins. I'm going to go more on that one as well. I think those are locks.
Wait, sorry, what was the last one?
DeAndre Hopkins, 13.5 receiving yards. I'm going to go
13
more.
and a half. Okay.
Yeah, as well as his targets, 2.5. I'm going to go more on that one. I'm going to go Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown. This is where it gets a little tricky. So we're talking about those miscellaneous props, those miscellaneous players. Kenneth Gainwell, 0.5 receiving yards. I'm locking it in, guys. And then I'll do one more. We're going to go with Jalen Hurts passing yards, 199.5. I'm going to go more. Those are the ones I feel strongly and confident about, guys.
There you go. There you go. Jay's locked in. Joey's locked in. I like that. All right. Alan, you're up.
Okay, better do this quick before my internet cuts out again.
Yep.
Joey took all Allen's, by the way. Just
Sorry, Alan.
I'm gonna go Jahan Dotson over half a reception. I'm gonna go Xavier Worthy over on his receptions because I think he's gonna get a lot of targets today. I'm gonna go Travis Kelce over on receiving yards.
Okay. That
very
it?
conservative from Allen. Very conservative.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Hey, I gotta get that 12 and 20 number up, sir.
I'm going for the gusto.
I love it. All right, Scott, you're up, man.
Are you asking me to cut 42 down to like 5 or something? No, I can do that.
Look, let's Joey had let's see here, make sure I don't include those. He gave me a 8. So
okay.
I mean, like I said, if you want your record to be whatever, like make sure you lock it in. So
we're gonna go Devonta Smith over his receiving yards. Pat Mahomes over 5.5 rushing attempts. That's 2. We're gonna go Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns. That's 3. Gonna go total punts over 6.5. That's 4. And we'll go Nick Bolton over 7.5 tackles.
okay.
And then
like
after you give yours, Tanner, I got a fun little parlay that I get. I'll
Fun one
out.
to throw out. Okay.
Just to throw it out, yeah. Not a lock.
All right. So those are Scott's. Sorry, I'm marking them real quick so I don't forget. Okay. And then we'll get mine here. Again, I'm not giving you guys insane amount here, but I should be able to finish out what I have set here. Let's see here. We'll do Chiefs -1. We'll double down on that. We're going to go Hunt anytime TD. We're going to go Hurts anytime TD. We're going to go Hurts under, and this is where I got it, at 211.5 passing yards. We're going to go KC Chiefs total points over 25.5 for plus money in that one. And then I like you know what? We're going to go Chris Jones sack. I think it's 0.5 right now. So let me double check my line. I want to make sure I give you guys the right lines here for that. Jones. Yep, 0.5 over 136. So give me that there.
I'll give you one more lock in from me that I just
hold on. Let me pop it in. All right, and that's what I got here for today. Go ahead, Scott.
Hurts and Mahomes combined 439.5 passing yards.
Over 439.5 passing yards?
Over 439.5. Yep, passing yards combined.
Okay.
All right, so good. So I did 2 different props, combination props, not just on the Super Bowl, combination props. The first one I did was Chiefs money line, Dodgers to win the NL West, Oklahoma City Thunder to win the Western Conference, Thomas Dietrich to win the Waste Management Golf Championship, and the Yankees to win the AL East at plus 2,000. That was number one. The second one I did was on the other side. Eagles money line, Dodgers win the West, Thunder win the Western Conference, Detroit wins the Phoenix Open, Yankees win the AL East, and Arena Sabalenka wins the French Open. That's plus 9,200. So if you want to have some fun with the winner of the Super Bowl today, just throw different combinations together. And you might, if you put $5, $10 on it, $10 for a plus 9,200 parlay is, if that all comes in, that's awesome. So I just threw that together this morning. So it's not a lot. It's just the fun. The Dodgers are probably going to win the West. The Yankees are probably going to win the East. Dietrich's up by 5 shots in the golf tournament today. The Thunder are probably going to win the Western Conference. They're 8 games up right now. Sabalenka is the only one about the French Open. If she wins that, you could be set.
Boom. That's not a lock, right? That's just your parlay.
No, that's just something I threw together this morning and just threw in a small amount of money on it, just to see what happens.
I like it, guys. It's gonna be fun. Any other things you guys want to talk about before we get out of here?
No, enjoy the game, everybody. It's the last one.
Have fun with it. Hopefully, we got some good commercials this year.
Yeah, they weren't great last year, I don't believe.
No, they were not.
Alan's getting allergic to the game. No, enjoy it. It's the last football game for months now, so have fun with it.
Unless you're a fan of the UFL.
Yeah, unless you're a fan of the UFL. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So.
All right, guys, let's get out of here. Let's
I am.
Let's call it a day. Hey.
Reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes
Exactly
on.
what we're
Honey,
going to
all
play
my
here.
babies.
Okay.
Woke up looking for the broccoli.
No.
I keep a horn on me. That come my seat.
got Chiefs here. Hey, at 1 o'clock Central here in just about an hour and a half, we'll be back on the Left Side Sports Network for the super duper Super Bowl show here. Make sure you guys check us out there. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow here. By the way, we are on Spotify right here at Wrestling Sports Hub. Go check out Lock It In. Go check out Wrestling Weekly. Go check out In the Hoop. They're all on the audio side of things here as well. Ladies and gentlemen,
Looks like you
we're out of here.
lost
Enjoy
weight.
your Super Bowl.
I walked in, walked out with the
Go
side.
Chiefs!
Man, don't let
See you
me
guys.